All right, friends, I am going to try this again, and I'm doing it on my phone instead of on my laptop to see if my connection is better. I'm going to just jump right in again. Can I get some thumbs up or something? I don't know if I'll be able to see the comments or not. I'm not totally sure how to do that on my phone. But if you are on, if you want to give me some thumbs up or something so that I know that you can hear me and that you can see me, and if this is a little bit better. I don't know what's going on there. Hopefully my phone has enough battery. But anyway, okay, so I'm in my basement. That's why the lighting is a little bit goofy, but my family is upstairs. My kids are getting ready for bed. They just got home, and anywhere else in my house except right here is going to be awfully noisy and a lot of interruptions. So I'm just going to try this, and we will see how it goes. The guideline that I'm using for my workshop tonight is Game Plan by Sarah Harnish. And in the back of it, she has a script that goes through just the basics. This is an excellent book if you want to share. Great resource, very well laid out and very simple to follow, very easy to follow. So it's just a really good way to share without making it into a huge process. You're efficient and you're sharing with people, and it's, easy to, they're well supported, and it just does a really good job explaining it. So, all right, let's see. Is anybody on? Can you hear me here? I don't know. Okay. So I'm just going to introduce myself a little bit. My name is Jocelyn Minders. I'm a wife, mom, coach, friend, teacher, and advocate for health and wellness. And we've been using Young Living essential oils and their other products for approximately 3.5 years. And the more we use them, the more we learn, and the more we realize how much we have to learn. So tonight we're just going to go through some basic information about essential oils and some safety tips and some different ways that we can use them. So first of all, what are essential oils? It's a good way to start. It's the most powerful part of the plant, okay? It's the part of the plant that helps it stay healthy and helps it heal itself. So it's distilled, oils are distilled from shrubs, flowers, trees, roots, bushes, fruit, rinds, resins, and herbs. So depending on the oil is going to depend on what part of the plant they need to use in order to get that essential oil out of it. Oils consist of over 100 different natural organic compounds. And in humans, they can support every single system in our body. Every single system. Skeletal, muscular, circulatory, endocrine, support your hormones, respiratory system, immune system, brain health. They help with a healthy weight. You can use them for emotions. They're very calming. You put them in your diffuser after school if a kid has had a stressful day, or you've had a stressful day, or you're homeschooling and it is a stressful day. Put those oils in that diffuser, and you're going to, you're just going to help support everything and help calm everybody down, and everybody's just going to have a better day. So you can use them also to get rid of those toxic chemicals in your home. Do some research on those chemicals that people use on a daily basis. It can be pretty scary stuff. So we've incorporated essential oils into our cleaning products. They're not only toxin and chemical free, they're also healthy. So they're supporting your systems, and they're not harming you, which you can't really say that about a lot of the conventional things out there. They're pretty dangerous stuff. So you can also do it without breaking the bank. Honestly, you transfer buy. So instead of going to whatever store and buying those products you've been buying, then you go out and you buy this cleaner or use your oils and make your own things. It's very economical because those products last a very, very long time, because a little bit goes a really, really long ways. So there's a lot of different oils on the earth. There's like over 300 oils that they actually have, but you don't need all 300 of them. That's a little overwhelming. I can't tell you what they all do. So you pick 10 to 20, and you have a really good supply, a good kit that will help you with pretty much everything that you're going to need. And most people just have a handful of oils that they're going to use consistently, with a couple other ones that they have on hand for any other situations that they would have come up. You also do not need to be an expert to use oils. Some people can be intimidated because they're new and they're different and they don't know a lot about them. You don't have to be an aromatherapist. You just need to apply a little common sense, be willing to learn. And honestly, basically, a lot of times what most people are going to do with them is they're going to use them topically. They're going to put them right on their skin. It's pretty simple. And if it's hot, and if you're not sure about it, then you put it on the bottom of your feet, or you dilute it, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later. So there's some simple things you can do to take away the scariness of oils if you're not familiar with them, so that you don't have to worry about any of those things. So there's basically 3 main ways you can get oils into your system. And there's 3 different schools of thought as well. So the English school of thought says, put it on topically. You're going to rub it on, and you're going to put it right on your skin. And like I said before, you can put it on the bottom of your feet if it's a hotter oil, and if you have sensitive skin, that type of thing, or you're putting it on a really small child. The French say ingest it, take that internally, you're going to cook with it, and you're just going to use them in whatever way. And then there's the Germans. They just say diffuse it and inhale it. And they're just using the aromatherapy benefits, which honestly is the fastest way to get results. We actually, whether we're putting it on topically or ingesting it or whatever we're going to do, we are also going to inhale it, because as soon as you inhale, it's going to go through that limbic system, it's going to go right to your brain, and you're going to start getting some of those results literally within seconds, which is pretty awesome. So just being aware of those 3 different ways you can use them. And honestly, they've done a lot of different tests, and they show that the oils, because they have such a light molecular weight, they travel really, really quickly. They reach the heart, liver, and thyroid in 3 seconds when they're inhaled. That is so fast. And they're found in the bloodstream in 26 seconds when applied topically. Okay? And honestly, a lot of different places I've read too says within 20 minutes, that oil is going to be in every single cell of your body. Okay, good, Sherry. It looks like we're doing a little better now. I don't know what happened that first time around. If my computer doesn't have a great connection, but I'm using my phone now, so hey, if it's working better, then I'm good. I'm just going to keep on going. All right, and also, a lot of people wonder, how long does it take that oil to get out of your system? Now, it's going to depend on what the oil is. Some oils are going to take longer than others, but typically it's going to take 3 to 6 hours in a normal, healthy body for that oil to get out of your system. And again, that varies from person to person and from oil to oil, but that's a fairly standard number, all right? So a little bit of history about essential oils. They are not new. Some people think, I've never heard of them, so they must be new. No, they are not new. They actually go back to the beginning of time. My team name is Third Day Wellness, because God created plants on the 3rd day. And when he created plants, he created essential oils, because God knew that we were going to need them. He knew that we were going to sin, and he knew that we would need those to help our families stay healthy and to help with the different things that we were going to deal with. The first time they're mentioned in the Bible is in Genesis 37. When Joseph is sold to the slave traders, they carried spicery, balm, and myrrh. I actually have myrrh upstairs. So Genesis ends with the burial of Joseph's father, anointed with myrrh. So oils are mentioned directly or indirectly in the Bible, apparently over 1,000 times is what a source that I read recently. And actually, I noticed this too, that my son Sawyer, who's a 3rd grader, he's 9, he will actually comment every once in a while. The pastor will be reading a scripture passage that has something about oils in it. And he'll look at me. Was that about oils? I'm like, yes, it was. You read it a little bit differently, and you understand a little bit more why they were using some of the things that they were, because of the benefits that they had as well, and the support, all the different areas of their body that they were supporting. Some of the oldest cultures on earth actually used essential oils. They're actually recorded a lot of different places. The Babylonians placed orders for cedarwood, myrrh, and cypress. Egyptians used oils for beauty and embalming, and they actually have the oldest recorded deodorant recipe made with essential oils. Who knew? Pakistan and Rome used essential oils in communal bathhouses. So these actually go way, way, way far back in history. They were also used by Christ. You know, the wise men, the Magi, when they came to visit him, what did they give him? Gold, frankincense, and myrrh. So honestly, essential oils are mentioned in the Bible so many times, and they've been used throughout history. So they're not a new concept. They just fell out of practice. It was after World War II when essential oils were more rediscovered, and there's more and more science that comes out about essential oils. If you go to pubmed.gov, that's a great resource where you can go look up frankincense or some of the different oils and just read some of the different studies that have been done on those different oils, because there's a lot of research behind them. Some people think they're kind of hocus pocus. Well, if you do your research, you realize they're extremely scientific, and there's a lot of research and things that have been done on those oils to show the benefits that they have and how to use them safely and how to use them effectively. So I do want to say too that to go along with that like I said, they fell out of use and they're coming back into use again, and people learn more and more about them. But we have so many great medical advancements also that I would love to see the medical community incorporate essential oils more into what they're doing to complement what they're doing right now. Because there's so many amazing things in the medical community and so much knowledge there that I would love to see them, just even expand that even more and include some of these things as well, because there's so many great things out there. And honestly, I love my doctor, and if we need to go into him, we're going to go into him. But if I don't need to take my kids to the doctor, to the family doctor, then I'm not going to unless I have to. We're going to try these first, and then if we need to go in, then we're going to go in. And I'm going to trust what my doctor's telling me. All right, so anyway, moving on. Do essential oils work? People think they don't do anything. Yeah, well, I can say personally that we've seen a lot of different things with them. We initially got into them for respiratory support for my son. He was on a lot of different things that I wasn't a big fan of giving to my 3-year-old child on a consistent basis. And so I went to this workshop and I started learning about them, and I thought, you know what? It's not going to hurt to try. If I learn how to use them safely and we use them well, and if they help, that's great. And if they don't, then we know we'll use these other things. Well, they did work and they did help. And so now, honestly, he's just on oils, and it's much healthier for him. And we don't have to worry about the side effects of some of the other things that that he was used to be taking. If he needed to go back on them, we would. But with the oils, we've been able to handle these things for him. And it's much easier for him and much nicer for his little body. And it makes my mommy heart feel pretty happy when we can do that too. So just a heads up too, that you do need to be careful and educate yourself and do your research on essential oils. Because in the United States, there's no rating system for essential oils, okay? The closest you can get is an FDA requirement that in order to label a bottle of essential oils pure or therapeutic grade, that contents of that bottle need to be less than 10% essential oil. That's kind of scary, okay? So they can put 100% pure on that bottle, and it can be 10% pure essential oil. Okay, and I'm going to quickly just go through what that means. Okay, so all the essential oils in the world have fallen into one of 4 categories. Okay, and it's A, B, C, or D. So grade A essential oils are therapeutic, made from organically grown plants, distilled at low temperatures. Okay, so that's A. B are food grade. However, they might contain pesticides, fertilizers, synthetics, chemical extenders, or carrier oils. So that's B. C are perfume oils. They often contain adulterating chemicals, okay? They usually use solvents to gain a higher yield of oil per harvest, because then they can get more product and honestly make more money. Solvents can be cancerous and are in many store-bought oils, unfortunately. A lot of companies do that because they're looking after the almighty dollar. And they can also be diluted 80 to 90% with alcohol. So you're not getting a lot of oil in there. So those actually can be very dangerous. And grade D is called floral water, which is basically aromatic only and is a byproduct of grade A distillation. So basically what they're going to do, after they do the grade A distillation and they have the therapeutic oils and they get the good stuff out, they're going to take the leftovers, the leftover water with the remnant of oils, and sell it to those companies who are doing the grade D floral water. And they're going to fill it with 5% of this leftover trash water, basically. Fill it with carriers, and honestly, a lot of those companies are going to label it pure, which is very deceptive, but unfortunately, some people like to do that. So grade A is the only true pure oil. If it's not a grade A oil, then it's not 100% trustworthy, to be honest. Grade D would be like walking into your fridge, taking a glass of orange juice, diluting it 95%, and then drinking it, and then saying it's 100% orange juice. It's not. Obviously, you're not going to get the full benefits of orange juice because there's not very much orange juice in there, all right? So just make sure that before you purchase any essential oils that you know what you're getting. Make sure that you're researching. Make sure you check into the company and see, do they grow their own plants? Do they own their own fields? Do they control the entire process, okay? We have something called seed to seal, where they literally can control it all the way from the seed and the dirt it is planted in, every single step along the way until they put that seal on that bottle. Pesticides, pollution, previously farmed land, all of that is going to affect the quality of that oil. Young Living, they're grade A. And they have that seed to seal, and they own all their own farms, and they can truly watch every single tiny step of that process, okay? So, I mean, if you're going to use a product, you want to make sure you're using the best. If you're trying to get away from chemicals and go a more natural route without the side effects, then it's rather important that you also make sure that the oils you're using don't have chemicals in them, or it's quite pointless. So it's just really important to make sure that you're careful on that. So basically, Young Living's Seed to Seal just promises integrity. It describes their process, okay? Gary Young is the founder of the company. And what I think is pretty cool is that he's never actually formulated an oil just for money. Every single time he has developed an oil or a blend, harvested an oil and produced a blend, it's for a specific purpose. It's always for a purpose, and it's always to help somebody. So with Seed to Seal, they're hand weeding. There's no pesticides, no chemicals, no weed killers, anything like that. The plants are harvested at their peak to get maximum constituents without exception. And when they distill them, they know exactly what temperature and how long to do it. They put them through 8 different tests on site, random third-party testing. And once they pass all those tests, then they're going to give it to you. But not until it passes those tests. If it doesn't pass a test, they're going to use it to fertilize. Or honestly, potentially sell it to another company who doesn't care as much. So why do oil companies sell their oils more cheaply? Well, to save money. Because if they use pesticides or other chemicals, they're going to have a higher yield. If they dilute their oils, they can sell more bottles. And so honestly, it comes down to that, which is really sad, but we know that happens a lot in the world. People don't care, and people just want more money, and people are selfish. We're all selfish, and everybody has their things that they struggle with. So just to give you an idea, too, of how oils are made, because it's crazy how much plant is used to get that little bottle of oil, and it shows you how strong and how potent those oils are, too. 60,000 rose blossoms produce 1 ounce of rose oil. 60,000 rose blossoms produce 1 ounce of oil. That is crazy, but that's why rose is very, very expensive. Lavender, however, is a lot more abundant. Lavender is much easier to get. 220 pounds of lavender will provide 7 pounds of oil. So right there, you can see there's a big difference. Jasmine flowers must be picked by hand before the sun becomes hot on the very first day that they're open. How cool is that? And basically, that makes it one of the most expensive oils in the world. Sawyer wants to pop in and say hi. And he's getting ready for bed. Are you ready for bed? Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night.
All right. Sleep well, little man.
Only 3 people are watching.
Right now. Okay, go. Good night. All right. So jasmine, it takes 8 million hand-picked blossoms to produce 2.2 bottles of oil. Or 2.2, pounds of oil. And it is one of the most expensive oils in the world because of that. A sandalwood tree must be 30 years old and 30 feet high before it can be cut down for distillation. But they figured this all out, and they know when they need to do it to get the best product, which is pretty amazing. But here's the deal, too. A little bit goes a long ways. Most oil bottles cost between $10 and $30. Okay? That's really not a lot, especially when you consider how much you're going to pay if you go to a pharmacy or something like that. And those little bottles, a 5 ml bottle that I'm going to show you pretty soon, those have about 90 drops in them. And honestly, you're only going to use 1 or 2 drops at a time. The 15 milliliter bottles are going to have 250 to 300 drops, depending on the thickness of the oil. And so if you use 1 or 2 drops at a time, that's going to last you a really, really long time. So it's kind of a Costco type thing where you're buying in bulk in a little bottle, and then it's going to last you for a really long time. And honestly, if you think about it too, Thieves Cleaner is made out of only plants. It's chemical free. It's super, super healthy for you. It costs a couple bucks a bottle to make, and you can use it to clean every single thing in your house. So it's much, much cheaper than going out and buying all those separate cleaners that also have the toxins in them. So a lot of people wonder, are they safe? Are oils safe? Is it okay to use them? Yes, but you need to, there's certain things that you should be aware of. So I'm going to go through a couple of those cautions, and then we'll get into some of the more specific oils, some of the ones that we use frequently, some of the basic ones that are the most common. So citrus oils are photosensitive. So if you put an oil, citrus oil on your face or whatever in the skin, and you go out in the sun, then it could cause you to burn faster and or leave some brown spots. So you want to make sure that you're putting citrus oils where you're not going to have bright sunshine on them. So be a little bit careful with that. Also, if you're putting them on your skin, watch for redness. You always want to have a carrier oil available. If you put an oil on your skin and it gets a little bit red or it's uncomfortable, you're going to put a carrier oil on. And what does that mean? A carrier is a fatty oil. Olive oil, coconut oil, anything like that. And basically, that just means that you're going to dilute it with that. Don't use water. Water will make it much stronger, so you do not want to use water. If you put water on it, you will amplify the effect. So if you're just getting started with essential oils, I would dilute because you don't know how sensitive your skin is, and you need to be careful because your skin can be, you don't want to irritate your skin. And so dilute it, do half carrier oil and half essential oil, or even a little bit more if you want to, and if you're more comfortable with that, that's totally fine. Or put it on the bottom of your feet, and then you don't have to worry about sensitive skin on the bottom of your feet, and then you don't have to worry about that. Basically, the carrier oil molecules are much larger, so it's going to slow down the absorption rate, and so that's why it's not going to be quite as intense on your skin. Okay, be careful putting them around your eyes. You can do that just if you get them in your eyes, it is going to sting. Now again, do not rinse them out with water. You're going to take a little bit of that fatty oil, a coconut oil, olive oil, grapeseed oil, whatever you have nearby, and you're just going to rub it around the eye, and it's going to pull that oil right out of the eye. Hi, Aunt Char. Can you guys hear me okay? You want to give me a thumbs up or something like that, just so that I know that I'm not cutting out like I was on my laptop? I don't know. It's hard to tell. I can't tell if you guys are hearing me well or not. All right. Anyway, so also you don't want to drip them in your ears. You don't ever want to just put things in your ears. That's really not a great idea. So you're going to put them around. You're going to put them on a cotton ball and put the cotton ball in your ears, something like that. Just some common sense tips there to be aware of when you're using essential oils. So what about internal use of oils? Some people say you should never use them internally. Some people say whatever, you can do whatever you want. Well, here's the deal. NAHA, one of the top aromatherapy schools in the U.S., doesn't advocate for internal use of oils, and they have a good reason for that. And I don't disagree with them on their reasoning, because most oils don't carry any GRAS essential oils, which is generally regarded as safe. Because of the low requirements for the purity of the oils, you don't really know what you have in your oils, so you need to be really careful with that. Also, the NAHA bases a lot of their decisions on the British model, which says topical use only. So if they do that, they're of course not going to advocate for any internal use. However, many of the British studies are actually flawed. So, a lot of their studies, they use oils in extremely high doses. Well, if you do that, of course, you're going to, you get to a certain point and you're going to have more negative effects. But if they use them with common sense and as recommended, then if you have, Young Living has their vitality oils, which are GRAS, generally regarded as safe. Those are the ones that you can take internally because they've tested them and you know that they're okay. So Young Living actually utilizes all three methods, the British, the French, and the German, okay? So we have our diffusers, we like to inhale them, we put them on topically, and we take them internally, but you also need to apply a little bit of common sense, all right? So just a heads up that the vitality oils versus your non-vitality oils, I'm going to show you a little bit here. I will illustrate for you. Let me grab a couple bottles here. Okay, so you see the white label? That's vitality. The red label is not vitality. Now, anything that has a vitality, like this peppermint, the 5 ml is vitality. The 15 ml is the topical aromatic, and that's actually, you're going to have a green label. Here's a little secret. It's the same oil, okay? But they wanted to label it, have a vitality for you, so that we can talk about it internally and topical aromatic, and so that you know that, okay, peppermint has a vitality version, so I know that I am okay, that I'm going to take this one internally, okay? So you can check that at any time. If it has a vitality, then you're for sure good. Now, some of them are still going to be a little hot. I wouldn't necessarily drip it on your tongue. Like oregano, I would put that one in a capsule or put a toothpick in it and then put it in your food that way instead of just drinking it, because it's just really, really hot. and it just won't feel very good. Okay, so just apply a little common sense there. All right, so people tend to be leery of essential oils because of lack of knowledge. However, think about this. You're leery of essential oils, but think about all the ingredients that we put on our bodies on a regular basis and in our bodies. Anything that touches your skin is going to absorb into your body. So if you're using cleaning products that are full of chemicals, well, then those chemicals are going to absorb into your body. If you're using shampoos, conditioners, hairsprays, anything like that, well, think about hairspray or air fresheners, things like that. You're breathing that into your lungs, and that's getting into every single cell in your body. So we don't question those things. We don't question the Glade plugins and the Lysol sprays and all that kind of stuff, but we question the essential oils. Just mull over that one for a little bit. So just food for thought there, that it's good to know that you're being safe with things, but also think about the things you're currently using. And are those things you're currently using any safer? No, they're not. They're actually much, much worse. So just keep that in mind, okay? So just to give you a few numbers, the average woman applies over 300 chemicals a day to her body using soaps, makeup, shampoo, hair care products, anything like that. 80 of them are used before breakfast. That's a lot of chemicals, and those chemicals bond to your cells, and they make us unhealthy. That's why we have such an unhealthy society, because of lifestyle and the things that we put in and on our bodies all the time. So here's the deal. With Young Living essential oils, you're getting the real deal. There's one ingredient in there, well, or potentially more if you have a blend, but you're getting essential oil, and that's it. If it's lemon, it's lemon. If it's tangerine, it's tangerine. If it's orange, it's orange. No additives, no chemicals, no yuck, nothing like that. It's just pure, okay? So it can be a little bit overwhelming. You think, okay, so how do I know what oils to get? Where do I begin? Well, here's the deal. Young Living knew that. It's overwhelming. There's 300 oils in the world. Which ones do you get? So they made it simple. They looked and they said, okay, we want to give people a simple way to get started and where they can get all the basics that they'll need without overwhelming them. How do we do that? So they put together a starter kit for us. And that starter kit has these oils, plus a few more things that I will show you later, and a diffuser, because who doesn't want a diffuser? A really nice diffuser. And so they put those into a kit for you so that you have a very simple, cost-effective, half-price way to get started. Honestly, that starter kit, if you would go out and pay retail for it, you're going to pay double. And even if you would buy everything wholesale, you're still going to pay significantly more than if you just get the starter kit, okay? So I'm going to go through some of the oils that we have in there, and just some of their basic uses, and just go through and kind of give you a heads up on some different things you can do with them. So if you're not taking notes yet, now would be a great time. I'm also going to do some drawings. Anybody who watches this, before Thursday morning, I'm going to look through comments and do a drawing, and I'm going to give somebody a lip balm. This is a Burt's Bees lip balm recipe that I did at a Make and Take recently. It's fantastic. And so I'm going to mail this to someone. So if you want to comment underneath this video here and tell me what percentage of a bottle of oil has to be pure in order for them to label it 100% pure. Okay? I mentioned it earlier. If you can remember, or go back and listen again towards the beginning-ish, at what percentage of this bottle needs to be 100% pure essential oil, and they can still label it as 100% pure, okay? So put that down for me before Thursday morning, and then I will put your name in for a drawing for that chapstick, and I'll get that to you. All right, so I'm going to start with frankincense, all right? This is one of our powerhouses. Frankincense, we call it the baby Jesus oil for obvious reasons, okay? Frankincense is very powerful, but very gentle. That's a really nice thing about it, is it is so gentle that you can actually use it on those really little ones. And you don't have to worry about it being overpowering for them and about being so strong. So frankincense is one of the top skin oils too, okay? It's excellent for the smooth appearance of skin. I actually get these little dropper bottles. I get little glass dropper bottles, and I'll fill it up with a carrier oil that's good for your skin. Jojoba, almond, apricot usually are the ones that I use. And then you can I put about 2 or 3 drops per ounce in a bottle, and that's a face serum. It's super good for your skin. There's no chemicals, and you don't have to, your frankincense lasts a lot longer. It is a little bit spendier. And it also is super good. It's a key ingredient in brain power. So it's super good to help with that focus so that you can have that healthy focus. And it's very grounding. Some churches actually will anoint with this because it is very grounding and focusing. It's also really good for respiratory. So we're going to use this one for skin, respiratory, and focus. And it smells very fresh. It's got kind of an earthy smell to it. All right, then I'm going to pull out my lavender. Lavender. We call this one the Swiss Army knife of oils, and we call it that for a good reason. Because I tell people, if you don't know what to use, just use lavender. It's super gentle. You can use it on anyone. You don't have to worry about it being hot, being overpowering. It's really good for a lot of great things. Smells good. And it's not going to smell like some of your lavenders that you'll get from a lavender scented lotion, because there's 5 different types of lavender plants and only one has therapeutic properties, and that's this one, obviously. So it might smell a little bit different, but it's very relaxing. It's very calming. This is a great one to take to the playground. If someone falls and you got a little boo-boo going on there, you put some lavender on it and it's fabulous. Kid runs into a wall or mom runs into a wall, whatever, something like that. Put this on there and that goose egg, I'm telling you, does good things, okay? So lavender's super, super good for that. And yeah, like I said, if you don't know what to use, just use lavender. If in doubt, use your lavender and you'll be good to go. This is also great if you spend too much time in the sun and you grab a hot pan accidentally, something like that. Fabulous for that. All right, then we've got peppermint. This is another one. I use this one every single day. I always have extra bottles on hand. And this is one you can see is a Vitality. And I don't have the right bottles for all of these. Half of them come in Vitality now in the kit, but I need to get new bottles. But peppermint, I like to put a drop in my coffee, or you can put it in your water. It's very strong in your water, but I don't mind it. I think it tastes good. It's very refreshing. It gives you good breath. It's very energizing. It's very uplifting. It's very cooling. So again, I'll take a little 1 ounce spray bottle. 1 to 2 drops of peppermint is all you need in a 1 ounce spray bottle. Fill it with water. Great to spray the back of your neck, close your eyes and spray your face. Those hot, hot summer days, it's fantastic for that. I coach cross country. And when it's those really hot days, I have my peppermint spray bottle and I'm spraying the back of the neck, just spray it as I walk past. Give them a little bit of cool, just help them to cool off just a little bit. It's also super, super good to support your digestive system. It supports gastrointestinal comfort, promotes healthy bowel function, and healthy gut function. Super good for your digestive tract. You can also use this for exercise, before, during, and after exercise to support your muscles. You just do some carrier. It's a strong one. Use a carrier, rub some peppermint in with that carrier, and just rub your muscles down with it. It's fantastic. This is one I would not use with infants because it is super strong. It can be overpowering. And honestly, anything you're going to use with infants, I would recommend diluting probably 30 parts carrier oil to 1 part essential oil, because they have itty bitty little bodies and they're a lot more sensitive to things than we are, and we don't want to overpower them. So I would over dilute versus under diluting, and then you're going to be okay. All right, then I also have lemon. And this one should be a Vitality. The 5 ml does come in a Vitality. The big one is in a yellow. So I actually drink this one regularly because what it does for you, what citrus oils do for you, and lemon in particular, is going to clean out your cells. So those chemicals that are bonding to your cells because we put them in and on our bodies and we breathe them in all the time, well, this lemon is going to help flush them out so that you can have those healthy cells so you can absorb those nutrients. So just 1 or 2 drops. Honestly, that's all you need in a full glass of water. Now, that being said, glass of water or stainless steel. Don't use plastic, okay? And I'm going to show you why. This is a styrofoam cup, or a piece of a styrofoam cup. And remember how it kicks those toxins out of your cells? Well, those toxins are typically made out of petrochemicals, okay? petrochemicals are what attach themselves to our cells. So that's what they're kicking out. Well, styrofoam, plastic, petrochemicals. So if you're going to use a plastic water bottle or a plastic cup, or put them in a humidifier, which has plastic, don't do that. Because you can see it a little bit already. Oh, look, you can almost see through it already. See that? It's going to eat it, okay? So use glass or stainless steel, and then you don't have to worry about it. Pretty soon this is going to have a hole in it. And styrofoam is a great example because it's not very dense, and so it's really quick. It eats through really fast. Okay, the other single I'm going to talk about is Copaiba. This one is so hard to talk about compliantly. I have to be FDA compliant because I'm recording this and because I'm not a nurse, doctor. Ooh, I didn't do my disclaimer. I'm not a nurse, doctor, any medical professional type of thing like that. I just love to learn, and I'm passionate about the oils. So please don't stop taking medications and things like that without talking to your doctor first. All right, so Copaiba. My children are excellent at saying this one because it's a Spanish word, and they're both in Spanish immersion. This is from Ecuador. They have a farm in Ecuador, and this one is good for every single system in your body. Truly, it supports every single system. It helps support the body's natural response to injury and irritation. So that's a compliant way to say that. And honestly, it's a driver. So you put this on top of anything. When we have something going on, like we need that extra respiratory support for Sawyer or something else like that, we're just going to throw a drop of Copaiba on top. It's very gentle. It's great for teething babies because it doesn't have a lot of taste. It's super mild, but it's very, very effective. So put it on anything else. I will make a tea sometimes. I'll get my hot water and I will put a drop of lemon, maybe peppermint, depending on my mood. And I will do a drop of Copaiba. And then I'm going to add a drop of Thieves. And the Copaiba does not really change the flavor much, but it adds a lot of effectiveness and helps with supporting every single system in your body. Now the reason I'm going to put Thieves in there is because this one is wonderful for your immune system. This one supports overall wellness, okay? So we put this in a roller bottle, and we dilute 4 parts Carrier to 1 part Thieves. Goes a long ways then, and it's pretty hot oil. And we roll it on the bottom of our feet or wrists, if it's easier, every single night to keep our bodies up here instead of down here. It helps. It makes a big difference. Now, when I have my Vitality, my white label Thieves, same thing, different color label, that's what I'm going to put in my tea. If I can tell that I need that little extra boost, that you can tell when your body needs some extra support. And then I'm going to put Thieves in my tea. Just 1 drop is sufficient. Apple cider, it's very good in apple cider. I wish I could let you smell these. Smell it. Oh, but it has cinnamon in it. And you can smell the cinnamon and the clove. Cinnamon and clove, and it's got rosemary, and it's got some eucalyptus in it as well. But they actually made an entire line of products based off of the Thieves, okay? Because it is such an amazing, amazing oil. And this one is obviously a blend. Most blend names have to do with what they're used for, except this one. Because this one comes from the 15th century, when there was a group of thieves who were robbing from people, who had some pretty nasty stuff going on, and they weren't catching it, okay? Think everybody in Europe died, okay, that time period. So they caught him, and they gave up their secret. And then Gary Young researches cultures and researches history, figured out what they were using, formulated a blend for us that we get to use, and called it Thieves. So pretty cool. But yeah, this is the one that I talked about with the Thieves cleaner. They have formulated it into a cleaner that you can use in a plastic spray bottle. I truly go to Dollar General. I spend $1 on a reusable 30-ounce spray bottle. 30 ounces, folks. And this is 14.4 fluid ounces. And I'm going to make 14.5 big bottles of cleaner. Or I could make 29 bottles of this size. Okay, 15-ounce bottles of cleaner. Wholesale price is only $22. It's so inexpensive. But they've done a lot of different research and a lot of studies and things like that on it. And it works better than Lysol. It kills stuff, but it's healthy. This is worth investing in. Starter kit plus Thieves cleaner. Seriously? And it lasts so long, all right? So, highly recommend. Oh, here is my styrofoam. See what it did there? Yeah. That's why we don't drink. If you're drinking styrofoam and you walk away for 5 minutes, you have a fun surprise and you come back like a mess. But yeah, glass or stainless steel, folks. Glass or stainless steel. All right, so I'm going to move on to, let's go to Digize. This one, Digize. Digest. Digestive system support, okay? Typically with an oil like lavender is calming. Well, lavender might be good for one person. Peace and calming might be good for another person. Depends on your body chemistry. Just with anything, you need to figure out what works the best for you. Digize, it just works. I don't care what your body chemistry is. I have yet to meet someone that this one does not work for. It does not matter what is going on with your digestive system. This is the magic bullet. Honestly, I usually take it in a capsule. 2 drops. That's it. You can get empty capsules. I get them off Amazon. You can also order them through Young Living. Or I have a bunch on hand if you live close enough or whatever. I can mail you some. 2 drops of Digize in an empty capsule. Digestive system. Anything you have going on. It doesn't matter if you went to the buffet and overate or if you have some intestinal distress going on. Digize. Okay? You can also put it in a roller. And I do dilute it because it is strong. And for me, I actually need to dilute it a little more than half and half. I'll do a little more carrier. My kids, it doesn't matter. They can do half and half. They can probably do straight. Nothing bothers them. But I will tell you, I do not like the smell of this one. That's why often I put it in a capsule. It doesn't taste as bad as it smells though. So if I don't have an empty capsule, I will just get a little bit of water and drink 1 or 2 drops. Okay? It has a little bit of peppermint in it, so it's not a terrible taste. And it works. Okay? Digestive support all the way around this little buddy. All right. Then, purification. Purification, root word. Pure, purifies, it purifies things. Okay, that's what it is for. Purification is excellent to get rid of those odors. It freshens the air. I make bathroom sprays, non-toxic, chemical-free bathroom sprays. They're so simple. I do this at every single make and take because it's so easy, and I want people to know how easy it is. You get a little spray bottle. I usually use a 1 or 2 ounce, and you can put a little Epsom salt in the bottom and then sprinkle your purification in so that it mixes in the water. Or if you don't do that like me when I refill it, I usually don't. And I usually do about 2 drops per ounce. Drop it in, shake. Great. It eats the odors. It actually gets rid of the odors. It eats the odor-causing things and gets rid of it. So bathroom spray, gym bags, stinky classrooms, stinky kids' rooms. I mean, anything. Diffuse it in your kitchen if you're cooking something that doesn't smell the best. Diffuse it in my basement when I get a beehive in my ceiling. Yeah, I know, right? And then it stinks bad when John cleans it out. So diffuse this just during the supper hour and then it's gone. So this one is amazing for that. It also has citronella in it. It smells fabulous. I really like it. Citronella. That's right. This little buddy can help you enjoy the outdoors annoyance-free in the spring, summer, fall. Not so much now. We haven't really had winter yet. But I make my own camping spray, to say it compliantly. Okay? I usually get a 4-ounce bottle. And I use witch hazel because it has more stay power than water. And I take my witch hazel and I will add 6 to 8 drops per ounce typically because I want it to be stronger. And then I'm going to add about 2 drops per ounce of peppermint for ticks. And that's what we use. And it smells fabulous and it's so good for you. There's no chemicals. There's no controversial chemicals. It works. It's good for you. It's not sticky. It's not, ugh. It's fabulous. So this is what we use. Okay, and then you smell good too. So pretty much you just win all the way around. This one you can also use on your skin for spot treating for some of those just to support healthy skin. All right, then I've got Panaway. Panaway. They took 1 letter out to make it compliant. I'm sure you can figure out what that is. Okay, so Panaway. This one is, again, a little higher end one like frankincense. Panaway and frankincense are my little bit spendier ones. It has helichrysum in it. That's why. And helichrysum is amazing. Look up helichrysum. Although you can't say this stuff compliantly. But, oh yeah, Sherry, my husband smokes in our cab tractor and I dislike it. I can see how purification would become your best friend then. it will get rid of that. It will get rid of any odor. It's crazy. I love it. Okay, so Pan-Away. Smells fabulous. It has wintergreen in it. That is why I have the child safety cap, okay? Because wintergreen, if a child would take an entire bottle of wintergreen and drink it, that would be dangerous. And so anything with wintergreen is going to have a child safety cap on it, just so you know why it's there. And this one is excellent for joint support. Aunt Char, you need some Pan-Away for anything, okay? Joints, it's good for muscles. It's good if you're going for a walk or one of my cross-country kids drops a weight on his foot or something like that and something happens and you need that extra support, okay? This one is really, really fabulous for that. And again, this one is a stronger one, so you can dilute it, like 4 parts carrier to 1 part oil, and then it's not really very expensive. It's not going to cost you much, but you can use it for a neck. You can use it on your shoulders. Just be aware, the wintergreen, if you put it on right before bed, could keep you awake. So wash your hands really well with soap and water so that you don't have that smell on your hands. It depends on the person, though. Some people it doesn't bother at all. My mom can't do it for that. It's also, yeah, like I said, it's a really good one for any type of, for healthy skin coloration. We'll just leave it at that, okay? All right, and then RC. Okay, this is one that we diffuse often actually at night for Sawyer for respiratory support. Respiratory care. Makes sense. It has 3 different types of eucalyptus in it. It smells very fresh. I really like it. Before exercise, just rub it in your chest. Opens up those airways. Helps with breathing. It's, like I said, this is just a rock star for any type of respiratory. You get that junk crud going on up here. You just kind of... you can roll it across, make sure you close your eyes, because sometimes you get vapors. Honestly, in the spring and the fall, for Sawyer, I will send a little roller to school with him, and he will just rub it on before and after recess. For the seasonal things he has going on, that does a really good job. You also have the lavender, lemon, peppermint, LLP, also great for seasonal. And I throw a little Copaiba in, just for good measure, because Copaiba is good for everything. And so I throw it in a lot of things, because it's so good for you. And then I'm going to go into the box and pull out my bonus. This one, they put in there because they're nice. Honestly, because it's fabulous. This one is called Stress Away. Because, guess what it does? Yes, it takes your stress away. Shocking, I know. We like to call it Vacation in a Bottle. Smells got a little bit of vanilla in it. It's not an essential oil. It's a essence, I believe. It's got a little lime, Copaiba. I really wish you could smell these. This is so fabulous. I love this one. This is my perfume, okay? I have my diffuser necklace, which Carter has his own diffuser necklace. He actually has 2. He thinks they're quite fabulous. But he likes to smell mine too. If I have my diffuser necklace on, he pulls me down and makes me get close. What do you have in it today, Mommy? And this one is really, really fabulous. This is Sawyer's favorite one because it does. He's my drama kid. And the Stress Away helps the drama go down. And sometimes I send him in his room with a bottle of Stress Away and say, don't come out until you smell like Stress Away. Because that's just kind of what he needs. So this one, too, when they give you that starter kit, they also give you a roller top. And so I always make a point to show you how to do that. Because the first one I got, I didn't know how to take it off, and I broke it. Actually, John did. But anyway, we broke it together. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the orifice off, which, by the way, this big hole in the top, I'm going to drip all over. That big hole in the top is an air hole. There is no oil coming out of there, okay? There's a little pinhole around the edge. That is what the oil comes out of, all right? Okay, back to the roller fitment. Young Living has these. They are very fabulous. These are my favorite rollers because they're really heavy duty and they last. And I like these bottles. When you get an empty bottle and you put these together, it's a fabulous combination. Nice little pocket size too. So you pop the orifice off. Now this is where it gets much less tricky. You literally set it on and twist the lid on. That's it. It's on. It's that simple. You don't have to push it on with your hand. It's kind of hard work. They made it, so it will do that for you. Now, getting it off. This is where we wrecked it. We used a needle nose pliers. Don't do that. It's unnecessary and it will wreck it, okay? Very simple. They gave you a tool in the lid. So you take the lid and you pop it off. That's it. It's that simple. So now you know how to use a roller fitment as well. But they throw one of those in there for you. So you can't just put it straight on your stress away if you want to, because it's super gentle too. And you can put that on your stress away, and then you're good to go. All right, so that is all of the oils that they have in that starter kit. Now they're also going to put 2 packets of this Ningxia Red in here. I have a whole workshop on this, on Ningxia Red and the health benefits of it, and it's super good for every single system in your body without exception. It's a drink. It looks like this, but it tastes phenomenal. It has the entire wolfberry in it. They puree it, and then they add a bunch of essential oils to help your body process it and some other juices that are good for you. Okay? So they give you a sample in there, 2 2-ounce packets. Super fabulous stuff. Our whole family takes this every single day. And I tried stopping for a week and a half and decided that was foolish. So, yeah, they throw some of these in there. They're also going to throw some of these lovely little fun sachets in there, little samples. You can give them to other people and you can share, and I like to do that. And little information cards. If you give somebody some thieves, you have a little information and a little advice on how to use it. And then they're going to throw 10 of these friendly little bottles in there, which is pretty sweet. So they're going to put 10 of these in here so that you can share a couple drops with someone, okay? And you can give them this, and then what do you know? You have a handy little cute little gift to give someone, okay? All right, so we're going to do one more drawing here, and I want you to give me 3, let's see, got to make sure that I don't miss it here. Okay, I want you to give me 3 safety tips for using essential oils. Type 3 safety tips in before Thursday morning, and then I'm going to send somebody a few different of these sample sachets of some of the different oils, okay? I'll send a few of my favorite ones. All right, so that goes through some of the basic ones. If you have any questions, feel free to type them underneath, type them in the bottom there, just let me know. And so the starter kit, like I said, it comes with all of those oils that I talked about and those different samples and the diffuser. They truly give you the diffuser for free. This literally costs you nothing. They throw in the diffuser, and this is a very nice diffuser, okay? And one of my friends did the math recently, and you won't be able to see this. It's very small font. But she itemized everything here. And the kit is $160, okay? And it comes with a wholesale membership, which is so cool. That gives you 24% off for life. All you need to do is spend $50 a year. Yeah, that's right. A year, okay? The wholesale membership is included with the kit. It comes with it. And you only have to spend $50 a year to keep it. That's not a big deal, okay? We spend a lot more than that on coffee every year. It's not a big deal. If you would go out and pay the wholesale price for everything that comes in that kit, it's going to cost you $241.58, okay? That's almost $100 more on the wholesale price. If you pay retail, you're going to pay $317.86. So $160, that's a crazy good value, okay? So if you want to get started with essential oils, the starter kit is truly the way to go. You can order some retail. You can do that, and people do, and that's fine. But if you want value, if you really want to get the best bang for your buck, the starter kit is hands down the best way to go on that. So just saying, that is how we get started. And I was thankful that I did, because then I didn't just have that one oil. Then I had, all of those different oils that I could go to right away. So if you are on my team and you're doing my challenge to get the product credit, my code phrase for this one is know your oils. Okay. And basically, know your oils. Research. Make sure you have the best of the best, because they're not all the same. So just a reminder, know your oils and know your information and know how to use them. So that's the phrase there. And if you're not a member, talk to the person who invited you to watch this video, okay? And they can totally help you. And if you just came across this and you don't know anyone who uses oils, let me know and I will totally help you. And Aunt Char says, would you come with my kit so I can ask you how, where, and when to put them on? Haha, I have a cell phone and I text. So yes, Aunt Char, for you, I will do that. Mom will help you too. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in tonight and for dealing with my technical difficulties at the beginning. And I hope you all learned some stuff, and I hope you all have a fabulous night.